Greetings, my name is Brother Dr Toyin Agbetu, star date 09/08/2024. And the question I've been thinking about over the last 24, 48 hours is a simple one. It's, are we safe? Is the situation now, following that amazing outpouring of strength and solidarity that took place on Wednesday night, has that created a situation where we're safe? Now, it was amazing. Let's be clear about that. There were thousands of anti-racists and anti-fascists on the streets of Walthamstow in London, Liverpool, Bristol, Brighton, I think Nottingham, was it Newcastle? And many more, right? And it felt good, right? It felt like we are not alone. But we've got to be careful about this. We haven't moved into some magical post-racist era. No, it's kind of like if you think back to when Obama was elected and people were running around saying America's now a post-racial society. Well, look what happened straight after that. We saw the coronation of the Orange One and a turbocharged, greetings brother, we saw a turbocharged imperialism which is still taking place in Palestine.
You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
That's the results of us taking our eye off the ball. So no, the UK hasn't all of a sudden magically become a post-racist society. Essentially what's happened is that we've taken some strong painkillers and we've numbed the pain temporarily. It's like, you know, thinking about a toothache. How do we get rid of that pain?
Is it safe? Yes, it's safe. It's very safe. It's so safe you wouldn't believe it.
But let's be clear. The source of that pain is still there. We haven't addressed the root. The people came out and made an intervention. And even though we are seeing the political class and the police running around on the media saying that, yes, you know, we've been very strong with the criminal justice system, we're seeing people go to prison, that's what Starmer, the Prime Minister's saying, we're seeing the police say, we put a strong presence of force on the streets and that deterred the racists. None of that's nonsense. It was the people coming out and saying there's more of us than you that turned the tide. But the problem hasn't gone away.
Is it safe? No, it's not safe. It's very dangerous. Be careful.
But what's really irritating me right now is that there's a group of people running around the internet arguing that this is an issue of class, not race. And it's kind of like they're trying to whitewash the nation's history of racism and gaslight us into kind of thinking, was those racist attacks real? Were women with their hijabs being pulled off on the street, bricks being thrown through windows, young people being kicked in the head? Was all this kind of like a dream? And everything's okay now because we had this spectacular symbolic moment of solidarity across the UK. Well, bullshit. Excuse the language. This is about race, not class. One of the things we've got to remember is that this idea that it's about class first implies that only the working class are racist, and this is nonsense.
Your problems are from the top down, people making us feel small because we're working class, but I'm proud to be working class and I'm proud to be anti-racist working class as well, and I will not have it in my town.
The current situation has been orchestrated by the political elites. It's been orchestrated by the landed gentry, those in power, the Douglas Murrays, the Rishi Sunaks, the Bravermans, the Farages, the Tices. People with capital, with money and finance who hate us. Those who are responsible for things like the banking crisis, responsible for the mess that is Brexit. And telling people who are dealing with the pain to not look at them, but to punch down at vulnerable communities as if we're the source of all their problems. And we've got to challenge that head on. That rhetoric is toxic, that rhetoric is poisonous. And the irony of all this is not only in our interest, it's also in the interest of those who are being arrested because they're being manipulated, right? I'm not going to pretend for one moment that I'm not happy that the most violent of all the racists have been taken off the streets. But that's not enough because I also want to see people like Farage arrested. I also want to see people like Tice arrested. I want to see people like Braverman arrested, Murray arrested.
But if the army will not be sent in, then the public will have to go in, and the public will have to sort this out themselves. And it'll be very, very brutal.
I want to see GB News fined. I want to see X fined.
Is it safe?
Look, I tell you, I can't do it.
You see, because while the structures, the engines of this toxicity still remain in place, the Daily Mail continuously pumping out this toxic racism, the Express, the Times, the Sun, continuously demonising migrant communities. And this is just going to keep coming back over and over again. And so the question, like I said, for me was, is it safe? Are we safe?
I feel scared. I feel like I'm meant to be at home. I'm not meant to be here on my own street. And with the violence I can see on social media, on the news, on the messages that are bombarding us about our safety, and especially our safety as women and Muslim women wearing a hijab.
And I guess the true answer is no. While people, foreign actors like Stephen Yaxley, are immune from prosecution because they're suddenly away off the mainland, where people like Elon Musk can keep platforms like X and attract millions and millions of views to misinformation with no repercussions, no fines, no prosecution, then no, it's not safe. And it won't be safe until we do the equivalent of a root canal. Go right in at the root and pull out that wisdom tooth that's causing all the problems.
Tell me, is it safe? Please stop.
So all I can say is please be careful out there, be safe. And may the ancestors continue to guide and protect us. Ashe.